It won't be different under Labour. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's look at an article where, well, Anthony Albanese appears to be very honest. Promise Albo won't make to working Australians. Anthony Albanese has repeatedly hammered one issue, but he can't guarantee things will be different under a Labor government. I think in general, will there be really much difference depending on which of the major two you vote for? Not really. I get the feeling, there'll be some slight differences at the periphery, but for a lot of people, it will be quite similar, and generally that won't be good. So, Anthony Albanese has sidestepped a question on if wages would rise under a government he leads. A key part of Labor's strategy has been to underscore that for many Australians the cost of living has risen but wages have not. The line has been repeated ad nauseum over the past 3 years, included in everything from radio interviews, speeches and memes. But on the eve of the federal budget, and with an election just around the corner, Albanese was asked if voters could expect life to be any different under a Labor government. I mean, why do people think government can drive up wages? Your productivity needs to drive up wages. You need to be able, supply and demand is what drives up wages. The only wages the government can affect, or even other bodies can affect, is the minimum wage. And the problem with the minimum wage is it disincentivizes or creates unemployment, because there'll be certain people at a level that aren't at the skill base to even warrant that minimum wage, so they can't get their foot on the first rungs of the ladder to build up their skills and their career. But, that's what we want, and that drives up the cost of everything as well. And then now we're in a global world with global shipping. You've got people working anywhere in the world, and that also means you're competing with everyone in the world. While he promised to address the gig economy and make changes to the Fair Work Act, he would not categorically promise a wage increase. Now, this is what's concerning if you have a look at some of the rules that are coming out in the gig economy. If you looked at what happened in California, they destroyed the gig economy. They destroyed opportunities for people to work in the gig economy. They destroyed industries, and they're going to do the same thing here. Just wait and see. That's it. Do you want a government that intervenes and destroys opportunities for you to work in a gig job or not? What we promise is that we'll be doing our bit to assist real wage increases, he said. In a wide-ranging press conference, Mr. Albanese and opposition Treasury spokesperson Jim Chalmers said the budget was aimed at buying the government's political survival. It won't be a plan for the future, it'll be a plan for Scott Morrison's re-election, Dr. Chalmers said. Mr. Albanese criticised the government for taking too long to tackle cost-of-living pressures, but indicated Labor would support measures such as a cut to the fuel excise. We will examine any proposal that assists with cost of living on its merits, he told reporters. But Scott Morrison insisted his budget was a long-term plan and not a re-election pitch. This budget is about cost of living. It's about the long-term plan that Australians need to grow the economy, the Prime Minister told reporters in Western Sydney. Earlier, Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce said there was no doubt Russia's decision to wage war on Ukraine was hurting Australians' hip pockets. The cost of living, of course, is central. People are concerned about it. You can't cure everything. You assist, you can mitigate, but you can't fix it, he told 7 Sunrise. Well, no, the government can have an instant impact on the cost of living. They can instantly reduce the burden on every person in this country. Well, how do you reckon they can do it? It's the equivalent of giving everyone a pay rise too. Reduce income tax. Increase the tax-free threshold. Right there. That'll make an impact on everyone. Issues such as food prices are affected by Ukraine. Energy prices are affected by Ukraine. It's the uncertainty. A lot of these go back to Putin and the outrageous murdering processes that he's going through. Meanwhile, Infrastructure Minister Paul Fletcher denied an $18 billion infrastructure mega spend was politically motivated. Well, I make the point, for example, that if you look at the intermodal terminals in Beveridge and Trongania, as it happens, both of them fall in Labor electorates, Mr. Fletcher said. We have not considered electoral considerations. What we have looked at is the long-term freight needs of Melbourne and Australia in making that investment. So, well, let's have a look, guys. At least they're being honest. It's not going to be any different. If you've got an issue with wage growth, that's up to you guys. You've got to look at new jobs, new opportunities, new ways to increase your wage. You can't just sit in the same job doing the same thing and expect your wages to go up, unless, of course, you're a civil servant. But that's a completely different world. It's not reality. And that's why I think we have this whole mess with our political and bureaucratic class. I think some of them are too far removed from reality. I would hope at this election we get some minority parties into the House of Reps, not just the Senate. But I think South Australia is foreshadowing what's going to happen. What do you reckon, everyone? You looking forward to Albanese as PM? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon, sign up for SelfWealth or Stake, or use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you at that next episode. No difference between the two. I guess it'd be worse. It'd be a bit more woke with Labor. That's the problem. Ideologically, they're much further to the left, and they've got some batshit crazy positions too. Too much Greens. Take care.